All right, this is an update on the timeline shift, okay? How people are experiencing it, how to help people through it, what's required, and also how to know where you're at, okay? So first of all, let's start there. How do you know where you're at? You'll either just innately know it. Most people don't, okay? It's a very complex system of understanding the multidimensional reality and how to move through that, okay? So if you don't know where you're at, you don't know your frequency, what Merkabic structure you're working with, what density bandwidth you're in, then I recommend reaching out to me. You can book the energy analysis and then just book that, and then we can go over things to do. Okay, there's a lot of options to help you move through this. The most important thing is knowing exactly where you're at. Okay, are you on the higher timeline? Are you not? The reality is that everybody's going to move through the healing. There is no escaping that. Everyone's going to have to ground into the 5D core. There's no escaping that. But your evolution here is either going to be easy. Well, it's probably not going to be easy for anyone unless you've already moved through the healing, okay? So it's going to be, you already moved through the healing, and so it's going to be a lot smoother, or you're going to have to confront everything that you have avoided confronting, okay? You're going to have to confront it, heal it, transmute it, and ascend out of that reality structure, okay? So I'm just going to go through this recommendation analysis. If you want to know where you're at, it's the easiest, fastest way, okay? So the first question I asked, is the timeline separation becoming more visible? Separation of reality experiences is becoming increasingly apparent. Different people are having increasingly different lived experiences, and the divergence between trajectories is becoming easier to recognize. Okay, so you will see there's people that are just having breakdowns and struggles and realities collapsing around them, tower moment after tower moment. And then you have people where it's like things are lifting and going better and smoother. The people that are experiencing the catastrophic events, etc., are the ones that have not done the healing that's needed to evolve, okay? It's just the way energy works, the universe works. People have to drop their bags to move on to the higher timeline, okay? And even if you are on the higher timeline, there still could be a lot of stuff releasing and clearing, okay? So the only way to really know is to get an analysis and look at it, okay? Are people now locked into their specific timeline? Reality tracks are stabilizing, but the process is not completely fixed. Alignment appears to occur through resonance and inner truth, while opportunities for movement still exist, especially through healing and correction. So the timelines are not definitive, ever, okay? People that are in the lower timeline, they're going to be experiencing loops, okay? Loops in reality where they're not growing, they're not expanding, and the longer they stay in a loop, the harsher the lesson is going to become for them, okay? You stay in a loop, you don't heal, you don't learn, you don't grow. The consequences are going to become worse and worse and worse every time you repeat that loop, that bad decision, whatever happened, okay? There's patterns. Our field is very, very complex. We have a lot of patterns, programs, there's nested fields, there's blocks, there's subconscious belief systems, okay? All of that has to be cleared until you become sovereign. You don't have to become sovereign at the diamond sun body level, but if you have the Merkana, which is the 5D body of light, that has to be sovereign. So your 5D reality structure has to be clear of blocks and distortions and nested fields, any curse threads, curse energies, ice energies. None of that can come with you on into the higher trajectory, okay? So the prep school was built to help people into the 5D through 5D, 6D, 7D, and then the mastery school starts at around 8D, okay? How are the asynchronistic reality experiences currently working? So there are increasingly defined experiential boundaries. Different groups appear to be stabilizing into distinct reality streams that reflect their level of healing, coherence, and resonance. So that this is what's happening. People with similar frequency ranges will be basically organized into certain timelines and experiences, whereas people with higher, more clarified fields and energies will be moved onto other paths. Okay, so you'll see this separation, which I've talked about multiple times, where people are moving to lower timelines or higher timelines. It doesn't have to be the case all the time or forever. Okay, people can choose, well, I guess I'm going to heal. I guess I'm going to go and change these patterns, go into the shadows, confront what I need to confront, etc. And then they will see progress. Okay, otherwise they're going to keep looping in these downward spirals, probably, of chaos until they choose to confront what they need to confront. No one can do that for you. Okay, if you have resistance or darkness within you, you are going to have to look at it, clear it, and resolve the pattern, change the pattern physically. Okay, so the energetic landscape clears first, then the pattern has to be changed physically. It'll be a lot easier once the field clears. Then it's an organic shift that you just have to kind of integrate every time that choice point comes up. Okay. So the timeline separation, people aren't being punished if they're on the lower timeline. Okay, it's literally a resonance thing. Okay, if you're on the lower timeline, it's because your resonance and you're carrying density. You haven't confronted the shadows. You haven't elevated, raised your frequency. Okay, and because of that, you're attracting others that are on that same trajectory, that same timeline, and because of that, it may feel harsher, it may feel like punishment, but it's not punishment. Okay, it's an opportunity for you to look into the shadow, to heal what needs to be healed, and to elevate. Okay, everything has to be addressed, integrated, and transformed. So people that have done a significant amount of healing or on the higher trajectories, they are going to experience increasing simplicity, coherence, alignment, stability, creation, and flow. Okay, these individuals may remain aware of larger collective disruptions, but experience increasing harmony within their own field and reality. So those people on the higher timeline aren't going to all of a sudden have no idea what's going on in the world. This has been happening. Okay, this isn't something new. We've always had many different higher timelines, always many lower timelines. Okay, but we're seeing a huge collective shift into the higher timeline and a huge collective shift into the lower timeline, depending on the resonance. Okay, or lower timelines. Okay. The only people that will get really trapped in this in collapsing reality, and I might go into this, are people that cannot pull themselves out of the shadow. Okay, if they cannot see the light in any capacity at all and cannot take the steps to alignment, integrity, light, and true unity, and they continue making choices that are based on distortion, darkness, pain, suffering, and their choices are basically digging them deeper and deeper and deeper into that, and there is no way to get out of it, they will get stuck there. Okay, it's going to be very rare though, so that people don't need to be scared of that. You just need to know that now is the time to do the healing. The more you resist the healing, the more you resist the shadows, the harder your experience is going to be. Okay, what I was shown is basically we're moving through this the singularity. Okay, and so the singularity is kind of like a black hole, and as we're moving through that, Nothing, none of this darkness, none of the shadows, none of that can stay attached to your energy field, okay? If you pass through the singularity into the higher timeline, okay, into the 5D Earth, the new Earth template. Okay, so we're going through this, and the pressure is going to increase and increase and increase and gradually push out the darkness of within everyone's soul's, spirit's, essence, field, okay? The only people that will be stuck back there are people that there is literally no chance, like they've been completely consumed by darkness, okay? So the timelines aren't, some people are going and some people aren't going. It's really about your experience through this singularity, okay? And then on the other side of that is when people's fields open, expand, step into the higher timeline, the higher reality, the new Earth template, okay, once we get through that singularity. And we're going to be moving through that until 2032. About 2030 is the midpoint, so I would recommend people do the majority of the work. Otherwise, you have to do it on the other side. You'll get to the other side of the new Earth. There's still going to be multiple timelines where people are still clearing and healing, but there's not going to be the inverted pole, okay? So then I asked, what will happen to people who still have significant healing to do? Unresolved wounds, distortions, trauma, karmic material are increasingly brought to the surface through life circumstances. The pressure itself functions as a catalyst for healing. The disruption becomes part of the corrective process, leading toward eventual release and resolution, okay? So like I said, it's going to pressurize people. I went through this last year. It's really intense. You have this pressure on the light body, nothing can stay. That's what happens as we go through this singularity, okay? Will many more people still shift onto the higher timeline? The process remains active. Many people still appear capable of shifting through healing, correction, and realignment. The trajectories are becoming more defined, but movement remains possible. So like in my last videos, there's still opportunities for people to move onto the higher timeline, but the longer you wait to shift and align, the harder it's going to be, okay? Will people on the higher trajectory witness chaos? I kind of went over this. They remain aware of larger collective events and transformations. They may encounter or witness the turbulence without becoming deeply entangled in it. Their primary experience remains centered within their own aligned field. So your reality structure, what you experience day to day, will be based on your field, your environment, the people you surround yourself with, not on the external chaos. So if you've done the work, your field is clear, aligned, then you should not experience the same type of chaos that the people on the lower trajectory, okay? What happens to people who refuse healing? Opportunities for avoidance gradually decrease. Life becomes increasingly simplified until the unresolved issue can no longer be ignored. The lesson remains present until it is eventually addressed, okay? So people can try to avoid healing, refuse it, reject it, resist it, but eventually people are going to have to confront it one way or the other, okay? What happens to souls that do not move on to the higher timeline? So I was asking, if somebody stayed on the lower timeline in the collapsing reality, what happens to their soul essence? Does it go into regenesis? Is it dissolved? Because it is in a collapsing reality structure, collapsing universal field. And so this is really hopeful because really this reality structure is a learning environment, okay? And although it is real in space-time, the higher cosmic levels, it's just an experience, okay? And from what I know, the only souls that go through regenesis or are completely destroyed are ones that are so dark, so evil that there's no chance of redemption, or their DNA, etheric and physical DNA, is completely destroyed and the soul essence cannot maintain because the soul essence was dissolved through the destruction of the DNA or the etheric DNA. Okay, so there is a continuation of the soul rather than finality, except for those examples I just gave. The soul continues within the reality, lessons, and experiences to which it remains attached. The emphasis is on ongoing experience, ongoing learning, and continued evolution rather than termination. So the body dies, the soul moves on, but the soul still has to learn the lessons, okay? Whether it's in like a spiritual realm, the astral realm, it depends. From what I've witnessed is people can stay in that in-between state for hundreds of years if they have to. I personally know a few people that have passed that were in there for 25, 30, 35 years working through stuff. Usually there's beings and energies and entities that help them navigate. People that have ice energy attached to the soul essence, they have to be cleared before they graduate into the heavenly celestial realms. I actually help a lot of people do that on the other side. I've done a lot of that work. So if people get trapped in that collapsing reality, the soul doesn't innately or automatically get destroyed. Okay, that's a completely different thing that has to do with the ability for the soul to be repaired, the soul to learn, etc. Okay, so essentially the process after passing over is the same as if it were right now. Okay, it doesn't really change that, and that's what we deal with is the spiritual reality. Okay. Do souls eventually return to source? Okay, so that was if souls that were dissolved or in the collapsing reality just were returned to source to kind of reintegrate and come out as a new, that's regenesis essentially. And it said no, not unless it needs to be completely destroyed. Okay. What happens after souls work through those experiences? Eventual realignment. The soul follows what is more aligned, leaves lesser trajectories, and ultimately moves towards greater fullness, completion, and expansion. Okay, so once, if they're in the collapsing reality, they pass on, their physical body dies, then they go into this learning, healing realm, and they stay there until they learn the lessons that are needed or until they're allowed to move on. Okay, a lot of people do that work so that individuals don't get lost, but a lot of souls have to actually learn lessons there before they can move back into the higher realms. Okay, so the sequence was that reality experiences are becoming increasingly distinct as people stabilize into trajectories that reflect their current level of healing, coherence, and resonance. Those who have already completed significant healing move into increasing simplicity, alignment, creation, and flow. Those carrying unresolved material encounter experiences that bring that material to the surface so it can be healed. The process appears dynamic rather than fixed, with many still capable of shifting through healing and correction. Across the entire sequence, the reoccurring themes were healing, alignment, correction, release, realignment, creative emergence, and eventual return to greater coherence. Okay? So, again, how do you know how much healing you've done? How do you know what trajectory you're on? How do you know what timeline you're on? Book an analysis, because I can look directly at what's going on with your field, where you're at, and give you recommendations. Okay? I hope that was helpful. Sending so much love.